What is going on, you guys? This is Gaming with Sal, and in this video I'm going to be talking about something that I feel like Activision should go ahead and make free within the Call of Duty franchise to be able to see more success within the future in their future games. Basically, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts, talking about why I feel this way, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, when it comes to Call of Duty, there have been a lot of changes that have came to the franchise. Some were big changes, some were small changes, some were necessary changes, and a lot of it were unnecessary changes. One of the changes that I really want to focus on within this video is something that started a lot of controversy within the Call of Duty franchise in the past couple of years, and that is the introduction of supply drops. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, that based on the title of this video, no, I'm not really suggesting that supply drops should be free for all players, because there is no way that's going to be happening. And the main reason that is because, believe it or not, but Activision has made almost $3.6 billion according to Charlie Intel within the 2016 year. Now, granted that all of this $3.6 billion is not coming directly just from Call of Duty, but it is coming from all of Activision's games that have microtransactions within them, and supply drops is one of those main microtransactions. Now, the thing is, right, Call of Duty has been generating so much more money to the point where even Activision has came out at one point and stated that this is the first time where something like microtransactions and supply drops have surpassed in terms of revenue versus something like season pass holders, even with a new record-breaking sales on the season pass. That right there already tells you that they are making a lot of money, and just the game itself is having a lot of success due to having supply drops within them. Now, unfortunately, because of this, I feel like that supply drops are just never going to get rid of now. They're always going to be part of Call of Duty from here on out, and that's basically just the sad truth. However, if that is the case, and if that is Activision's plan, then they really need to make one thing for free for all players to access from here on out, and that is the DLC maps that come out for each Call of Duty game from this point on and out. The reason why is because if you really think about it nowadays, players really don't get invested into Call of Duty for that long. The game ends up becoming more dry and much more boring quickly than it did with past Call of Duties. For example, Modern Warfare 2, that game never had any new weapons being added to it. That game never had any events going on. So why is it that that game had so many more players always playing it throughout its life cycle and even after its life cycle, but we can't even have a game like World War II with events, with new weapons, with new content to feel fresh even after a month of all of these things coming out? Well, it's because I feel like that, yes, we get new content, we get new weapons, we get new items that we can unlock, but at the same time, the way to get those weapons, the way to unlock those items is to simply keep playing the game. But when there isn't any content to play on, or enough content to play on, then that's where it becomes an issue. So basically, as an example, we have 9 base maps that came with the game, and then after Winter Carrington became a free map along with Shipment 1944, we now have 11. Assuming that we're looking at a player who decided not to buy the season pass, 11 maps is still not enough in my opinion compared to past Call of Duties such as Black Ops 3 and even something like Call of Duty Ghosts, I believe. Not really sure how many maps came with that game, but I'm pretty sure that it was more than 11. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that when we don't have enough content to play in order to be able to unlock more content, then that's going to drive the player away. Because suppose if I want to unlock a new weapon, but that challenge says I have to complete 50 multiplayer maps, but if I'm getting put into the same multiplayer maps over and over again with the same weapons that I have to use in order to unlock those new contents, I'm gonna get tired of it really quickly, especially when the game doesn't really have that many strong score streaks and nothing that really keeps the player invested while actually playing the multiplayer match. That's where people start to feel like that the game is dry. That's where people feel like that the game has nothing to go after anymore. And on top of that, even with these new weapons coming out and these new contents coming out, they get really old really quickly. So how can Sledgehammer Games change that up? In my opinion, it's by giving these maps for free. Because think about it for a second. There is about maybe 2 to 2.5 months of a gap between every single DLC that comes out for the game. At least that's how it is for World War II. So taking this game as an example, suppose that players can get all the DLC maps for free. Well, after DLC 1, players will now have, instead of 11 base maps, they will have 14 regular multiplayer maps to play on and an additional war map. And it just keeps going on like that after every single DLC that has to come for this game. So altogether, when you have new weapons coming out, when you have new events coming out, and then on top of that, every single player is getting new maps to play play on, well, that right there is Activision already showing so much generosity to those who have still stuck around for Call of Duty. No matter what's happened, no matter if games like Fortnite have come out, they still stuck to the Call of Duty franchise. And if Activision gives something like these maps for free, well, players might actually see that and they'll appreciate that, and that will actually make them want to invest more time into the game, not because they're also getting extra content, but the developers are actually showing that they care about the consumers that are buying their games. And when that happens all together, when all of those combinations come together, the player will actually feel like that they have much more to do with this game. And even if they get the new maps and they're kind of like staled out by it and they're not really fazed by it anymore, well, guess what? 2 to 2.5 months later, they're gonna get more maps, they're gonna get more weapons, they're gonna get more content that they can go after, and they will have more content that they can play for free. And whenever something like this happens and players are much more happy, the player count will actually start to go up instead of dramatically falling downhill. And then when that happens, well, the more players you have, the number of people that probably want to buy supply drops can also increase. And when that happens, Activision will just make more money than they did before because of their player count becoming higher than it was before. And then all together, Activision is still making money, players feel like that they're getting more content and that the developers are actually being generous for once, and everyone's basically happy. However, if they continue to keep putting price tags on every little thing and they don't give us enough content, especially with something like World War II where we only got 9 base maps at the launch of the game, and then on top of that getting still charged for things like season passes, when we know that Activision is making a lot of money off of things like supply drops, the consumer is not going to like that. When consumers see that there are games like Fortnite out there where the developers are constantly being transparent with their consumers, where they're constantly giving out free content for them to enjoy instead of putting price tags on them, people are going to want to switch over to those games for maybe even those reasons. So if Call of Duty really wants to show their fans that they appreciate them, they have to at least show some sort of generosity, and I feel like that the best way they can do that is just to give us these DLC maps for free. But overall, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that from now on we should be getting these DLC maps for free, since Activision is making a lot more money than they ever have before with microtransactions such as supply drops? Or do you still understand where they're coming from a business standpoint and are okay with them charging us season passes for $50 even though they're making so much more money off of things like supply drops? Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys want to. I would love to hear your thoughts. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about why I feel like something like DLC maps should be for free for all consumers that have still stuck around with Call of Duty till this time. And yeah, I feel like I gave pretty good amount of points to why they should be able to do things like this, but at the same time I could have missed some things out. Maybe I didn't mention a few points that could have been really nice points. So once again, if you guys see that you can add on anything else to this conversation, leave it in the comment section below. But as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload. Follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected, and if you guys can help me get to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, I will really appreciate that. But once again, thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.